And he gave this example here. Hackers are as old as curiosity, although the term itself is modern. He wrote Galileo was a hacker. Um, Curry was one too. Aristotle, on the other hand, wasn't. And he wrote Aristotle had some theoretical proof that women had fewer teeth than men. A hacker would have simply counted his wife's teeth. A good hacker would have counted his wife's teeth without her knowing about it while she was asleep. And a good bad hacker might remove some of them just to prove a point. And that's kind of a neat example. But and he goes ahead and shows an example of how some hackers, he knew were in this little group where they tried to get every lock on campus, and they studied lock picking and techniques about that, and trade maps with the steam tunnels, so they could basically, you know, it's kind of like a hobby. They learned the whole area kind of thing. Also, he talked about the phone freaks back in the day. But anyways, why is when you say the word hacker, why is it automatically, related to computer hacking? Well, like I said, the media, and why has hacking gone to computers? And he says here, computer hackers. Computers are the perfect playground for hackers. Computers and computer networks are vast treasure troves of secret knowledge. The internet is an immense landscape of undiscovered information. The more you know, the more you can do. And basically, one of the traits of hackers is curiosity. And with all these servers, networks on the internet, with the government computers and all this stuff, it means that there's a lot of information out there that the public doesn't know. And it kind of gets these hackers going, trying to find out the curiosity. But but basically here, he explains how hacking is pretty much a lifestyle and a mindset. Like, for example, hackers, let's say you, not a hacker, or someone, your friend, he'll use a computer, and let's say he's using some kind of software, and he's using it the way the developer intended it to be used. Now, a hacker comes along, he looks at it, he's like, what happens if I do this? What happens if what if I do this? And basically, he can end up breaking it and finding ways to break it and finding ways to use it the way it wasn't intended to be used, and using it in unconventional methods and ways to use it. And basically that's how hackers think. Let's say here's another example of kind of a way they might think. You enter a bank, you look around, and you automatically find loopholes and ways that someone could easily rob that bank. I mean, it's kind of a harsh example, but it's kind of the way they think. They automatically find the loopholes and security holes and ways that someone could go about and take advantage of the situation. And let's say, or you're using some old-fashioned ATM machine. You look at it and you realize, this would be really easy to steal money from this thing, and you automatically have like ways in your head playing out the ways that this could be used, and how the person created it kind of messed up in a couple areas and how they can improve. Basically, they think outside the box. They think of ways to do something, to use systems that basically not without following the rules, like going around them. Basically, they can see like outside the box. I bet you can understand what I'm saying. And so hackers, I hope you understand, isn't just all about criminal activity. It's basically a mindset. It's also not doesn't have to do with computers. It can be with electronics in general. You taking some watch and making it do something it wasn't supposed to do. I mean, hacking it into something else, taking a light bulb and making it into something else, using the same hardware and stuff. It's basically just making things out of things that you weren't meant to do, and just like looking at things that the developer or the person that created it didn't even think about doing with it, or just like stuff like that. But also there's another thing. Many people say that hackers that have criminal intent are not really hackers. They're called crackers. And speaking of which, I very much enjoy saltine crackers, especially with cheese. But anyways, I don't really believe in this theory, or this thought thingy that crackers aren't hackers, because hackers that have criminal intent aren't crackers, because I don't know why. But if you really think about it, in the end, besides the whole different intentions that the two people have, in the end, it's pretty much they have the same process. They're still finding ways to use things and the way they weren't intended to be, to find holes, vulnerabilities in, say, operating system or a software or application, that, and using it in a way that it wasn't meant to be used, and finding holes and stuff like that. And they still, in the end, they have the same mindset, but they just have the different intentions. So I don't see why they would call them crackers and not say they're not hackers. I believe they're all hackers, but if you want to put them into categories, and sure, why not? But in the end, they still are hackers. If you disagree with me or you have some kind of opinion, feel free to send it in. I'll have the email address and the voicemail set up, and the information at the end of the podcast. But I highly recommend you taking a look at this, and let me know what you think. Oh, check it out. They have a bunch of comments here with different opinions, so you can check those out too. Here's a cool, neat one. This is by Rubik's Master. I knew I was on the path when solving the Rubik's Cube as an 8-year-old. I just broke it apart and put it back together in the correct order. People said that was cheating. I just thought it was solved. Looking at a different way to solve the Rubik's Cube puzzle, kind of neat. But it kind of shows you the thought process. But take a look at it. Send in your opinions. Let me know what you think. And that is all for what is a hacker. Alright, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to send me an email at comments@mrcracker.com. And I'll also, if I don't have it by the end of this podcast, I'll have it soon, but if you can just go ahead and check on the podcast page, and on the right there might be a leave a voicemail feature. So if you want to go ahead and leave a voicemail, I'll play it on the next episode. And you can reach the podcast website at CrackerCast.com, or you can just go to mrcracker.com and click on the podcast tab at the top. And that is all for this week. Let me know what you guys think. Any kind of comments, any suggestions at all, any hate mail, much appreciated. And that is all. Good day.